It's you and Joshua now. Is this fight actually happening? That's the question everyone's asking, and from the way things are heating up, the answer might just be yes. According to multiple insiders, the long-rumored mega-clash between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua is inching closer to reality. And no, this isn't a fantasy matchup or another clickbait headline. Talks are real, and they're happening face-to-face. Jake Paul himself sounded confident during a recent chat. "It's going to happen. Seriously," he said. "We were with Turkey last night, talking in person. Negotiations are happening live." That's Turki Al-Sheikh, the Saudi boxing power broker who's been behind some of the biggest fight nights in recent memory. When he gets involved, things tend to move fast. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, a fight as massive as it sounds. According to reports, the team behind Jake Paul is in active discussions with Anthony Joshua's camp. In fact, Paul's manager, Nakisa Baidarian, confirmed they're looking at early 2026, potentially January, for what would be a truly blockbuster bout. The stage. Options are wide open, with Wembley Stadium, several U.S. locations, and venues across the Middle East being considered. And while there's still some red tape to cut through, Baidarian says it's moving. "We're looking at Q1 2026. AJ's been recovering from some surgery, and once he's back, we're going full focus on that fight," he explained. But let's not ignore the elephant in the ring. Is it really safe? Can Jake, still considered a newcomer in many boxing circles, take on someone as seasoned and powerful as Anthony Joshua? The boxing world has its doubts, especially after seeing what Joshua did to Francis Ngannou. The build-up, DMs, trash talk, and real momentum. Jake Paul's not shying away from the challenge. After his win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he dropped a major teaser, claiming he and Joshua had exchanged messages and that the heavyweight icon was all in for a late 2025 fight, with a full showdown likely happening in early 2026. Paul's camp echoed that same confidence. "If a title shot doesn't happen soon, we're looking at Joshua. We've been going back and forth, and he wants it," Jake said. "It's crazy, I know. But I live for this. I want that challenge." He's been vocal about critics wanting to see him lose, saying people keep pushing him to fight someone in their prime. "I think people just want to see me fall," Paul admitted. "And maybe they will." He has no chin. He's stiff. "I love him, but I'll beat him." Paul isn't sugarcoating it either. On his podcast, he made it personal. "I want to fight Anthony Joshua. I know I'll beat him. He has no chin, no skill, and he's stiff. And yeah, I love the guy. We're cool. But I'll beat him." He didn't stop there. "I'll beat Canelo too. I'll beat a lot of these guys," Jake added before joking, "but no, I won't beat David Benavidez." The bigger picture. Jake Paul's fight for boxing's future. For Jake Paul, this isn't just about ego. He sees himself as someone injecting new life into a sport that's been crying out for fresh energy. He's making the case that legends like Joshua, Tyson Fury, and even Manny Pacquiao have acknowledged the attention he brings. "I'm a breath of fresh air," Jake says. "I bring new fans to the sport, younger fans who weren't watching before. Everyone knows this fight. Everyone's talking about it." Jake explained the global impact of this fight in one of his most recent sit-downs. "Everywhere I go, when I bring up Anthony Joshua's name, people know. I'm known all over the world, and this fight makes sense," he said. "People think I'll get crushed. But I'm going to show them why they're wrong. I'll rise." He's also hoping boxing politics don't fight. "Let's not ruin this with money grabs and ego," Jake said. "This could be one of the biggest fights in the last 10 years. No excuses. Just make it happen." Eddie Hearn confirms serious talks are happening. Even Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn is taking the idea seriously. "We've had talks. We're looking at November or December for AJ's return," he said. "If Jake's serious, we'd take that fight in a heartbeat." But Hearn also issued a stark warning: this isn't a joke. Joshua is a dangerous fighter. Jake could get seriously hurt. When asked whether Jake could even last 3 rounds with AJ, Hearn didn't hesitate. 3 rounds? 2, maybe 1. Still, Hearn admits Jake's savvy. He's a great promoter, very smart. He's got good people around him. But the weight gap is serious. AJ is young, powerful, and in his prime. Jake's asking for a lot here. Fighters and promoters sound off. This fight is nuts. Not everyone's on board. Former champ Tony Bellew called the idea dangerously insane, questioning how it even got to this point. He raised concerns over Paul only fighting one live boxer, Tommy Fury, and losing. What would you say if I put Tommy Fury in with AJ? Bellew asked, shaking his head. Nakisa Bidarian, Paul's manager, tried to calm concerns, noting Jake around 200 gap compared to 250 plus. We're confident, he said. Jake's proven he can handle bigger opponents. He's getting better every fight. Boxing insiders divided over credibility versus cash. Some insiders like John Fury think if Paul even makes it through the first few rounds, something fishy's going on. If Jake beats Joshua, it's rigged, he said bluntly. AJ could knock him out with, well, never mind. But Tyson Fury, ever the showman, offered a completely different take. I'll bet $1 million Jake wins by knockout, he said, sparking chaos online. Paul, never one to back down, replied with his own wager, I'll bet $10 million I win. Meanwhile, Simon Jordan has been vocal in opposition, calling the matchup a mockery. Joshua doesn't need this. He's a real world champion. This does nothing for the sport. Fans weigh in. Is this a circus or a super fight? Reactions from fans have been mixed and loud. Some say it's a money grab, a comedy event, a stain on Joshua's legacy. Others, perhaps quietly intrigued, say they'd still watch. Why? Because it's wild. It's unpredictable. It's Jake Paul. Even Joe Rogan chimed in. Jake wants to fight Joshua in 2026, he laughed. Why not now? Probably bulking up on something. Joshua will make an example out of him. You saw what he did to Ngannou. Jake might want that smoke, but that's real smoke. Veterans speak out. This damages boxing. Heavyweight veteran Derek Chisora blasted the WBC's willingness to offer a cruiserweight ranking to the winner. It's a disgrace. Real boxers fight for years to earn that. George Groves echoed that, saying there's no legacy in this fight, only risk. Joshua should be chasing meaningful bouts, Groves said. If not Fury, then retire. Don't play around with circus acts. Still, the numbers don't lie. Do you think Jake Paul deserves a WBC ranking? Should Anthony Joshua even entertain this fight? Will this be remembered as a genius move or a historic